So most buyers walk into the housing market with a pre-approval letter. They did everything their lender asked. They gathered all their documents. They got their credit pulled, and then they got a letter. And then they lost the house that they bid on. Not because of their credit, not because of their income, and not because of their down payment. Because the letter simply said, we think you qualify, and the seller needed a lot more certainty to accept their offer. I've been doing mortgages for over 20 years. I've watched buyers lose homes that they were already emotionally inside of because the process was built backwards. On our team, we have fixed that. And in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. By the end of this, you'll know how to walk into any offer situation as the strongest buyer in the room, not because you're willing to pay the most, but because you have the most certainty that you can provide to the seller. If you're new here, my name is Eric Hamilton. I'm a top 1% lender in the country. This page is dedicated to providing clarity and understanding to the average home buyer who is in the market today. This channel is called Apply with Eric. And what we do here is really simple. We cut through the noise, we show you what's actually happening in the mortgage and housing market, and we give you a real strategy and not a sales pitch. Each and every week, we provide data and insight to help you in the housing market. If that sounds like what you've been looking for, then just hit subscribe. I put up market intelligence and mortgage strategy videos every week, so you can make decisions based on data and not fear. Now, let me show you why most lenders do this backwards and what we have done and built that does it much better. Here's how the traditional mortgage process works. We call it the 20, then 80 model. 20% of the work happens up front. The loan officer collects your documents, pulls your credit, runs you through an automated system, and then they hand you a pre-approval letter. Then you go find a house. Then, after going under contract, you do the remaining 80%. The underwriter reviews your actual file for the first time, verifies your real income, checks your assets, and looks at everything the loan officer said looked fine up front. And sometimes it's just not fine. Not because you did anything wrong, because nobody who had real approval authority ever looked at your file before you had your house under contract. That is the standard across this industry and has been for a very long time. And it puts buyers in the worst possible position, emotionally invested in a home, committed to a contract, and finding out for the very first time whether you actually qualify. So let me tell you what happens when the old model breaks down at the wrong moment. You are 12 days from closing, your movers are booked, you have everything lined up, your landlord has your notice that you're going to cancel your current rental, your kids know what school they're going to in the fall, they've picked out room colors, and then the underwriter finds something, a student loan that was calculated incorrectly, a job change 9 months ago that raises a question about employment, a discrepancy in how bonus income was counted. None of these are automated deal killers, but they all take time to resolve. And the seller does not care about your documentation issue. They have a closing date. They have their own move plan. And if you cannot perform, they can keep your earnest money and move to the next offer. This is the real cost of a standard pre-approval. Not just the deal you lose, the deal you were already emotionally inside of when it collapsed. We build your entire process to make sure this never happens to our customers. We go out of our way to do all this work up front to avoid any surprises or any issue throughout the process. The important thing to remember is not only does this ensure that you don't run into issues, it also provides you a much better experience for yourself to make sure that you have a good experience when buying a home. So I want to show you something that no other lender in the country can show you. We have a system that's called Gateless. Essentially what it is, it's an AI underwriter, and it changes everything about how our client buy homes. Here's what Gateless actually does. You submit your application 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You upload your documents, your W-2s, your pay stubs, your bank statements, and even your tax returns. Our system, Gateless, reviews your entire file in real time in seconds. The system verifies your income, your assets, your credit profile, and it clears you at your actual purchase power. Not an estimate, not a range, your real number confirmed in seconds. No underwriter has to touch it after this is done. No waiting for someone to get to your file on a Tuesday morning. No back and forth over 3 weeks. This is done in real time in moments when you upload the documentation. We have flipped the model completely. Instead of 20% of the process up front and 80 after you find a home, we do the 80% up front in seconds before the search even starts. That means when you write an offer, the hard work is already done. You're not asking a seller to trust a letter from a loan officer who thinks you may qualify. You are presenting a commitment that has already been through full review, The only condition that's left is the property, appraisal, and title. Think about how powerful that is when you're in a multiple offer situation and the 3 offers you're up against have just a letter and you have a commitment. This is the difference of winning your dream home and losing it. So real quick, drop a comment below right now and tell me this. Did your lender explain the difference between a pre-approval and a fully cleared commitment before you started shopping? Yes or no? I read every single one, and your answer is going to tell me exactly what to cover next. There is one type of buyer that sellers have always preferred above everyone else: the cash buyer. No financing contingency, no underwriting surprises, no lender delays. The deal closes because there is no bank in the middle that can change its mind. Cash buyers win at the table even when they're not the highest offer because certainty has a real dollar value. What Gateless does is it brings that same certainty to a financed offer that's getting a mortgage. Your file is cleared before the offer is written. The underwriting is done. The lender has already made the decision on you as a borrower. The seller is not betting on whether your loan is going to go through. They know it already has. That is a completely different category of a buyer, and it changes how you compete in any market. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. If this is so much better, why doesn't every lender do it? That is exactly the right question, and the answer matters more than what you think. Most lenders do not have the technology to run a real-time file through underwriting before a property is identified. Traditional underwriting is a manual process. A human underwriter reviews your file in line with other files. It takes days, sometimes longer. The economics of doing that up front for every buyer who has not found a house yet do not work in the old model. Our gateless AI system changes the economics entirely because the system does in seconds what used to take days. We run the full review up front for every single client, every time before the search even starts. Every buyer we work with walks into the market in a position that used to be reserved for cash buyers and people with industry connections. The loan officers who tell you a standard pre-approval is fine, they either do not have access to a system like Gateless or they do not want to do the work up front. We built our process around doing the hard work first, so our clients never have to wonder whether the deal is going to close. Here is what working with us actually looks like from day one. You reach out, we do a discovery call. During the discovery call, we talk through your goals, what you're looking to do, and then we work on the application. You upload your documents through our portal. Gateless immediately runs underwriting. We have your real cleared number in real time in seconds. Our team members review everything, they connect with you directly, and they work with your realtor directly to start understanding purchase price and different dollar amounts that you want to be at. We make sure that you understand exactly what that commitment letter means, what conditions remain on the property side, and how to use it as a competitive offer situation. The one big piece that we do is we update this letter for every single offer. We make it property specific so we can review taxes, insurance, everything up front. When you write an offer, your agent is not explaining that you have a pre-approval letter. They're presenting a fully cleared commitment letter. They know how to use it based on all of our preparation up front. And so does the seller agent across the table, because now they have real commitment in hand that provides certainty. You go into every showing already knowing your numbers, your payment. We've run it up front. We've reviewed it. We've reviewed taxes. We've done everything we can up front. Exactly what you can offer and why. No scrambling, no surprises the night before close, and no one asking you for one more document at 9 p.m. Just clarity from day one to all the way till we get keys in hand. That is what Mortgages Reengineered actually means. That is not a tagline for our team. A completely different process built around you winning. The buyers who win in this market are not always the one with the most money or the highest offer. They are the ones that sellers trust that actually close. Gateless gets you there before anyone else even starts. If you're ready to get cleared and shop with real certainty, the link is in the description. It takes minutes to start. And if you found this useful, share it with someone who's getting ready to buy. Most buyers have never heard of this, and what you can do for them is you can help them understand the options that are there. I will see you on the next video.